Dungeoncast team is excited to announce Starseeker's Guide to Drakenstar, a 5e compatible campaign setting book based off of our actual play D&D podcast, Super Quest Saga.
Welcome to Drakenstar, a setting where science fiction meets high fantasy. Set in a far future of what was once a classic fantasy world, civilization has now spread across the many planets of the known galaxy. Countless eons have passed since the ancients left their original prime world far behind and ventured to the distant stars. Drakenstar encompasses and details an entire galaxy where players and NPCs travel by spacecraft to various planets and star systems. Exploration of alien frontiers, starship skirmishes by etherlight, advanced civilizations vying for galactic dominance, and the fusion of ancient sorceries with biological and technological advancements. All of these and more are elements of adventure in the universe of Drakenstar.
So the city of Domain Bastion becomes visible below you, and it is by far the largest city that you've ever seen. But it's essentially this ocean of skyscrapers and streets laid out in a perfect grid system, and it stretches out before you. Outlaw's Horizon was a major city in its own right, but this is on a different scope. This is the scope of a planetary capital.
All of these ships have a vaguely dragon-esque look to them, but among them is something much larger than any of the vessels that are present. An enormous winged monstrosity about the size of a skyscraper. Victoria whispers, "A dragon."
That's not a boat. That's no moon.
4 of the eggs closest to the cart begin to crack, and bursting forth from them are these crustacean-looking monstrosities with 2 huge lobster claws, a singular eye, and a great gaping maw of teeth. Everyone roll initiative.
With this book as your guide, discover the planets and peoples of galactic nations such as the Draconic Star Sovereignty or the Imperial Elven Dominion. Experience the futuristic player options such as the Heavy Gunner, the Bounty Hunter, and Pact of the Machine Warlock. Pit your players against a galactic bestiary containing unique creatures and entities such as galactic dragons, mechanized constructs with advanced AI, alien monstrosities, and primal cosmic entities. Starseeker's Guide to Drakenstar will be available as a digital PDF as well as in a gorgeous hardcover format. Go all out with our premium Drakenstar starter kit, including a custom Celestial Dragon dice set, DM screen, and more. To learn more about this exciting project, to pre-order your book, or to simply show your support, visit Drakenstar.com and join the legions of Starseekers setting out to explore the galaxy today.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons.
And today we are covering Baalzebul.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shout out to you,
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
Hey, Brian.
Hey Will.
How you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm
Excellent.
doing pretty good. We're recording a lot earlier than normal, and it feels good.
Yes, and why is that?
Because I quit my job.
Because of Patreon.
Because
Thank
of
you guys
Patreon.
for closing the gap. YouTube's still not working.
Oh, my God.
But,
It's still not freaking... Yeah, I just had a long email chain with them, and essentially it's just wait your turn.
We
wait your
talked
turn,
to
we'll
someone
get to you.
named Q.
We did.
They were named Q.
They were named Q. They called themselves Q. It's true. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out and supporting. I'm not living the life over here, but we're getting by, and that's all possible because of you. And it's going to lead to a lot of new projects, including our Kickstarter, which is going on right now for the Super Quest Saga campaign setting, Drakenstar. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. But it's essentially a source book that's set in the far future of D&D. It's going to be a fusion of sci-fi and high fantasy, and it's all based off of Super Quest Saga. And I'm able to work on it full-time now because of Patreon, so thank you guys.
And trust me, it needs it.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to be working on it as well as a writer.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, if you want to free me from my job prison, please do. Please find a way. I need you. I need you now more than ever. It's going to take a little more for me, but we'll get there, I'm sure.
Get there
so
one
thank you guys so much. Patreon is going to start getting a lot of new updates and things like that. There's a lot of cool stuff in the works for the show.
There are. There's a lot of stuff coming up. You guys are going to see it all.
As usual, it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. Will being full time helps me immensely anyway. So
Yes.
very, very cool.
So, last time on Year of the Fiend,
I know, my friends.
we spent some time in what I think we can all agree is the grossest layer of the Nine Hells, Malbolge. Very nasty. This week, we're going to be spending some time with an Archduke who I think we will all agree by the time this episode is over is the grossest of the Archdukes of the Nine Hell. That's right. We are talking about Baalzebul.
He has a devil put aside for me.
That's right. We're talking about Baalzebul, Lord of the Flies, the Fallen One, also known as the Slug Archduke.
Oh no! Oh, you did kind of mention that I would think this guy's grosser.
Yes. Oh, he's gross. You just wait. He's gross.
Okay.
Formerly an Archon known as Triel, Baalzebul is the Lord of Maladomini. So, okay, let's talk about the name Maladomini. Is it Maladomini or is it Maladomini?
You have said Maladomini before.
Yeah, but I think it's Maladomini.
Maladomini. Let me see.
Maladomini.
Oh,
while you look that up, I'll continue.
it's Maladomini.
No, I hate it. No, and some say
Leviosa.
and some say the most infamous archdevil next to Asmodeus himself. Archons are essentially super lawful good, angel-like celestials. We don't have to really get into that. Just I want you to understand where he came from. So he was like a super lawful angel.
Okay.
Before he fell.
So kind of like Zariel.
Kind of like Zariel, except for like Zariel was more. I don't know how to explain Archons as being more lawful good because angels do have a tendency to be very lawful good, but like Archons are almost like lawful good personified.
Okay.
Except for he wasn't.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
All right.
He was known as the Lord of Flies. Well, he is known as the Lord of Flies, but he also was known as the Lord of Flies because his webs of intrigue were so tightly woven that not even flies could escape them.
Not even flies. Gross.
That being said, he's called that now the Lord of Flies for a very different reason.
I see.
And the new form he was cursed with by Asmodeus has earned him an even newer title as the Slug Archduke.
Is it Maladomini?
Don't you even.
I'm on a video right now that
Maladomini?
says Maladomini.
I'm not calling it that. Maladomini?
Yeah, Maladomini. I don't know.
Maladomini is what I'm going with.
Okay.
So we have 3 physical descriptions of Baalzebul. One for the 3 phases of his life so far. As Triel, Baalzebul was once renowned to be among the most beautiful and splendid denizens of Celestia, but was physically altered after his corruption. His new form became that of a 12-foot...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was still trying to get pronunciations going. 3.7 meter tall.
humanoid with shimmering sable skin and the jittering compound eyes of a fly.
Gross.
Still angelically stunning even after his fall from grace, Asmodeus put a curse upon him as punishment for a later crime, forcing him into an even more demeaning form.
Oh, he's so beautiful still. I can't have it.
The former Celestial's mutated form has now become that of a 25-foot
or 7.6 meter
tall slug, a grotesque abomination infamously unpleasant even to other devils. And to make it even worse, the Lord of the Flies is constantly surrounded by swarms of the buzzing, scuttling creatures that have earned him his title in a new, second, and grosser way.
Okay.
Baalzebul's body glistens with mucus, and thanks to his curse, fecal matter and other rancid filth manifests in piles wherever he goes, resulting in his notoriously noxious stench.
Well, I'm not worried about it because we're already demonetized on YouTube. So, let's talk about
fecal
how he
matter.
just makes poop. All over the place.
Wait till we talk about his house.
So much. Oh, no.
His deformed arms rest at his front and are more comparable to prehensile tails in appearance. These arms are completely useless as far as functioning as arms, though, incapable of lifting any more weight than their own. Replacing his handsome visage is a gross human-like face with torpid lips, incapable of properly pronouncing words without a slimy, wet lisp.
Oh, fun. That's great.
He's just the worst.
He's bad. He's a bad dude. Have you ever hiked or walked behind, or no, walked on a horse trail or a donkey trail or something like that?
Yeah.
And there's just piles of donkey
everywhere.
Yeah. And it's been smashed into the ground and stuff. That's got to be happening here.
Oh,
but
with, but times 100.
Nasty big dookie logs that are just getting smushed.
So
check your fucking feet before you come in my house, homie. It's like there's no point. There's no point in this lair.
However, even now, as the Lord of Lies, he's known as the Lord of the Flies, but he's also known as the Lord of the Lies.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he killing kids with boulders?
No.
All right, just checking.
No, he's not. However, even now, as the Lord of the Lies has been reduced to such an unsightly state, faint glimpses of the slug Archduke's previous glorious appearance can still be made out at times. For he's recently managed to work off his punishment, partially freeing him from Asmodeus' curse and allowing him to return to his humanoid form in a limited sense.
What?
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a convoluted history. We're going to get into some convoluted history stuff here.
So he spends a time just being a nasty
It's
slug.
very unclear. It's
Okay.
extraordinarily unclear, and you'll see why later.
I love it.
Yeah. So we know that Baalzebul was originally the Archon known as Triel, and one of the most powerful and beautiful ones to be found in Celestia. Unfortunately, Triel's selfish acts in the name of achieving quote-unquote perfection resulted in his corruption and exile from the Seven Heavens. After his fall, Asmodeus, perhaps out of some lingering sense of sympathy, favored and quickly promoted Triel to the ranks of infernal nobility.
Okay. Now, what is an Archon exactly?
I said this earlier. Archons are super lawful good angel-like beings.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, just checking.
We could do an episode that does more. There's archons who are like the lawful good.
Yeah.
Then we have cardinals who are like more the chaotic good.
Okay.
And then we have angels that are kind of spread across the whole thing, but I guess tend to be more neutral good.
Sure. Okay.
That's all very general and not entirely correct. It's the best I could.
It's a
simple it
good
down for
short
you.
intro.
Yeah,
to it.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ex-Celestial's ruthless lust for power served him well in hell, and before long, Baalzebul, as he had begun to call himself, mastered diabolical politics. He not only displaced the ancient original Lord of the Seventh, but managed to expunge his identity and accomplishments from infernal history. He eventually became the only Archdevil to rule 2 layers of the 9 Hells, although he ruled Malbolge through Moloch, and even that was a continual struggle, which we know ultimately failed, because that's Glacia country now.
I love calling it Glacia country.
Yeah,
That's
me
good.
too. And he even became so successful or powerful and competent that he managed to create his own his own like specialty devil. These are mosquito-like devils called Epuribos, and they function only in swarms. So they're like bird-sized mosquitoes, but they're devils, and they function in swarms.
Well, I found something more I hate more than mosquitoes now.
Yeah.
And it's these.
It's these.
The bird-sized ones.
Exactly.
That's like the ones from
Jumanji, which
Yeah.
always comes up with this goddamn show. I love that movie.
Yeah, but that's so like
Not only does Jumanji always come up in the show, it comes up primarily in Year of the Fiend episodes.
yeah, absolutely, because like there's terrible shit happening in Jumanji.
Is definitely like a portal to a layer of the abyss. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So many people this is a kids movie, and so many people are dying in Jumanji.
Yeah,
Like-
the original Jumanji, not
yeah.
the remake.
The Robin Williams
which are
Jumanji.
fun in their own way.
Sure.
But they're also drastically different.
Have you seen Zathura?
Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty good.
It's good. It's
pretty
not
good.
bad.
What's that fool's name from iCarly? He's there.
Is he?
Isn't he the adult?
No,
guy
no.
From the future?
No. That's Kristen Bell's husband, Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard?
He's very
Oh
funny.
yeah, he looks kind of like the dude I'm thinking of,
he?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
me look up Dax Shepard.
You do that.
All right.
I'm going to tell you more about Baalzebul.
This is how I missed the thing about the Archduke. I was
Yeah, yep.
looking up how to pronounce Malodomini.
Okay, so this next part, it kind of irks me. Actually, stop looking this up because I need you to pay attention.
Okay, hang on.
I'm
I just
about to
looked
get
up-
mad.
I just looked up Dax Shepard. Now I'm looking up iCarly guy. Jerry Trainer.
Okay.
They look.
Do they?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Sort of. Their facial structure and smile, kind of, but
All
they're
right.
definitely different people.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Confirmed. Dax Shepard and other guy are definitely different people.
Jerry Trainer.
Jerry Trainer.
Not the same dude.
Not the same guy. All right, so
So
this
dumb.
next part, it kind of bothers me.
Okay.
I'm going to preface this with the fact that I am of the opinion that 5e seems to have this very strange tendency of taking lore from previous editions and making it lamer.
Okay. Just slightly more lame.
Just slightly not as cool. Obviously, how cool or not cool something is it's purely subjective. I understand that.
Now, what about it? Do you think we should wait for you to describe the rest of it? But I want to ask, like, what about it makes it lamer? Are they trying to iron out and vanilla it a little bit, or is it just because it's just simply not as good?
I think So with this first one, 4E Raven Queen lore is much cooler than 5E Raven Queen lore. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
I think the Raven Queen is more compelling of a character. She's more of a badass in the 4E setting, while in 5E she's just kind of sad and lame, and like also like she's this like what's the word I'm looking for? Like she's
more of a tragic character.
Yeah, well, no, because she sucks. She's a bad person. She's just a bad person in 5e.
Okay.
She does bad things to people for no reason other than whatever her weird selfish reasons are. Well, in 4e, well, she's definitely got a selfish streak. She's definitely like she has a pathos to it all, right? Like she was enslaved by a god, and then a bunch of other gods betrayed her. So she's like, never again. I'm going to become as powerful as I can be to never let this happen again. And while always maintaining the balance of life and death, and like actually doing her job as a goddess. Like she does her job and she does it well.
Yeah, that's important for gods.
So,
I think that's not a good building block for a character if you like make them a god with all these laws they have to follow and then they just don't.
Right. Also, I don't like that they attached her to all the elven stuff, because like the elven stuff is already fleshed out and awesome and stuff, and like
that's true. There's
adding
so
her
much
to it
elven
just
stuff.
like I feel like you lose her and all that.
Okay, yeah, I could see what you're saying there. Definitely, I don't think the 5e Raven Queen was so bad. We did like a video on it, but it was definitely not as cool.
Yeah,
I agree with you there.
So to add to that, 5e Spelljammer lore is much cooler than what ended up coming out in the 5e Spelljammer lore. Mostly because it just wasn't really fleshed out in the new books. And especially, Aster Eater will live on in my heart.
Yes, it will live on in my heart as well, and probably near a lot of our butts.
Yes. Oh, no. So, I'm going to give you 2 versions of events, and you will tell me which you think is the cooler lore.
Okay.
So, eventually, all of the success for Baalzebul was not enough for him. Like all devils of power, influence, and ambition, the Lord of Flies longed for the throne. And at some point he attempted to depose Asmodeus and conquer the 9 hells, although the manner with which he did so to get him punished is disputed. Pre-5e states that Baalzebul was cast down for his play for power in the reckoning of hell.
Right, exactly. So I was going to say, this is standard devil shit.
Here we go.
Yeah, normal stuff.
Internal power struggles caused all of hell to split into 2 factions. The first was led by Mephistopheles, followed by Mammon, Despater, and Geryon. The second was led by Baalzebul, followed by Zariel, Belial, and Moloch. Each faction aimed at overthrowing the other in order to challenge Asmodeus for rulership. It's long and complicated, and there are conflicting versions different Archdevils would tell you. But to sum it up, it was basically World War I, but hell.
Okay.
Glazia spread rumors that Baalzebul was readying his forces to attack Mephistopheles, even though it was more to launch an assault on Asmodeus, but he wasn't even ready yet.
Is there like chemical warfare?
Sure, it's hell. Why not?
Well, it's World War I hell. So probably.
I just meant it's like World War I in that like the mechanisms of alliance get triggered as people think that they're about to go to war, and suddenly everyone's fighting everybody and no one knows why.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they weren't like in trenches. Like,
no, I mean, they were probably that too. It was probably horrible.
Did
but
they have
like,
radium watches?
Yeah, absolutely. They did.
Okay, that's cool. As long as they had that.
Glazia also spread rumors on the other side saying that Mephistopheles was about to hit Baalzebul hard with his forces. Not knowing lie from truth, Baalzebul blew his load prematurely and called in his allies Zariel, Belial, and Moloch and decided to march through Mephistopheles on his way to attack Asmodeus.
I thought, never mind.
Yeah, This did 3 things. 1, it made Mephistopheles believe the rumors that Baalzebul was most likely gunning for him. 2, it pissed him off that Baalzebul could think that he could just march through his lands without permission, if number 1 proved not to be true. And 3, how dare Baalzebul think that he could take down Asmodeus at all?
Yeah.
The only one who's going to kill Asmo is me, and I will kill you before you try before me.
Yeah, okay, that totally tracks.
Yes.
Good stuff.
So Mephistopheles calls up his boys, Despater, Mammon, and Geryon, to go kick Beelzebub's ass, absorb his forces, and then go kill Asmo and take the throne.
Hey, we're going to jump this fool. Get ready.
This leads to an enormous battle that neither side wins because Asmodeus knew what was going to happen before it did. He had factions in both armies betray and join his forces and doled out a cat and whoop ass on literally everyone, and Glazia got a promotion.
He was sitting in front of his chessboard, like staring at it, and he had like a picture of Baalzebul next to it. He's like, I'm going to fucking get this guy.
Yeah.
I know everything.
Everyone get fucking reckoned.
Yeah, get reckoned, bitch. That's a great hashtag. Get reckoned. I think we already did that, right?
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason Beelzebub gets turned into a slug monster is because he initiated the double rebellion by being an idiot.
Nice.
That's before 5th edition.
Very Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I mean a lot of this stuff really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, now let's do 5e's version.
Yeah, okay.
Beelzebul, as the master of all documents, paperwork, and bureaucracy in hell, secretly altered documents to send the bureaucracy of hell into chaotic upheaval and make Asmodeus seem incompetent.
You're off to a great start with making me think this is cooler.
A plan upended by the unpredictable blood war before his actions were discovered. Maladomini, or Malodomini, or what the fuck did you call it? Maladomini was thought to have become a war zone between Baalzebul, who was attempting to hide his actions, and the other Archdukes trying to expose his conspiracy, supposedly resulting in the ruined state of many of Maladomini's cities. Whatever version is the version you choose. A series of bizarre penalties befell Baalzebul, a retroactive curse turning him into a slug for a year per each lie he had ever told to a devil, an inability to strike deals without disaster befalling his associate no matter what, having his castle turned into excrement and filled with filth, and having his dominion of Malbolge stripped from him.
Now, is this, when we say a year, is that like, that's not Gregorian, it's like Faerunian year or whatever it is?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, whatever that means. So hell doesn't have their own calendar?
I mean, they probably do. Like, who knows how long this actually goes for? Because, like, how many lies has this immortal being told over the last 10,000 years?
At least one a day.
At least one a day.
10,000.
Yeah.
So I would say for like fantasy writing, it would be 10,001 lies.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. Okay, so those are your two versions. In one version, it's like a crazy World War I scenario caused by Asmodeus' daughter, blamed on Beelzebul, but it came down to Asmodeus was pulling strings the whole time.
Yes.
Versus he tried
and somebody got jumped in that version.
And someone got jumped.
Yeah, which is cool.
There was two different jumping scenarios actually.
Yes.
And then in the 5e version, it's like a paperwork thing, and he tried to make Asmo seem incompetent, but then it failed. So which one's cooler, Brian? Tell me.
I don't fucking need to say anything.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
So let's talk about the Fiend himself.
Okay.
Of Beelzebul's numerous flaws, his most crippling is his perfectionist extremism. His unfiltered dedication to achieving physical flawlessness and greater dominion is what caused his initial fall from the seven heavens. As such, callous ambition is more befitting of a devil. Seemingly incapable of realizing when he had gone too far, his utter arrogance led him to undermine his own plans by overreaching. He might have even been able to defeat his rival Mephistopheles if, in his overconfident scheming, he didn't also aim to defeat Asmodeus, causing him to fall even further than before.
That's just the big detriment to all the plans is trying to be the leader of hell. You can't.
You can't
do
be.
it.
Nope. Beelzebul makes an effort to seem calm on the surface, often withholding his true feelings from others. But in truth, the Lord of the Lies views his transformation into a slug not simply as an obstacle to be overcome, but as a humiliating experience.
Nice.
He has become an abusive taskmaster during his time in hell, a sadistic torturer that displaces his anger on his subjects and loves disheartening them. But after being cursed, he has become neglectful and miserable himself. Oftentimes, he ignores his depressing duties in favor of plotting revenge and fantasizing about regaining his original Triel form.
Big same.
I feel it in my heart. I sympathize.
Planning an uprising in my established locations where I am not the leader.
I will rise above this slug form.
every Monday through Friday, I go back into my slug form.
Despite his flaws, though, Baalzebul is still dangerously cunning and charismatic. Even when trapped in his inarticulate slug-like form, he is still the Lord of the Lies, whose every deception and false statement is made with ease. He is not to be mistaken as a pathological liar, as he tells each untruth with the purpose in mind, and indeed has managed to keep a hold on his lair for several millennia without lying to another devil, at least.
Okay.
Because that's the rule. Like, his slug form is extended for lies to other devils, but he can lie to mortals all he wants.
Okay, got it.
After his mortifying experience as a slug, Baalzebul has limited his open plotting to the Lord of the Eighth, Mephistopheles, and focuses his energies on sneaking more spies into Asmodeus' court while also appealing to him, primarily by making his rivals look incompetent by comparison. The curse inflicted upon him by his master effectively neutralizes his ability to properly forge alliances with his peers. God,
Take a shot. Take a shot.
so
Do
much,
it. Pour yourself a whiskey or whatever you have.
so much of his time is spent completing his actual duties as an archduke and overseeing the soul-driven bureaucracy of his lair, because he can't actually, plot with other dudes because no one will deal with him, because like there's a curse that says if you deal with him, bad things happen to you.
Yes, exactly. And he smells like shit.
He smells like
He
shit.
smells so bad. Even the other devils are like, Jesus Christ, man.
Edicts, policies, treatises, and other documents are kept in the underground archival labyrinth that Maladomini has made after his defeat, protected by traps, devils, and confounding classification systems. So,
Okay, so for people that don't know,
Yeah.
when Will's phone goes off on the show,
It's a text. It's
you
a
have
text.
to. It's Dungeoncast bingo. You have to take a shot. It hasn't happened for a long
No,
time, so I
it's
thought
kick-
I'd
it's
touch on it.
It's Kickstarter stuff.
Yay! Join our Kickstarter, support our Kickstarter, and you can take a shot.
I'm trying to make it to the short rest break before we run out of camera time, so let's go.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
So if anything exemplifies Baalzebul's legacy of failure in the unending pursuit of unattainable perfection, it is his lair, Maladomini. What'd you say?
Maladomini.
I hate that.
Maladomini.
Maladomini was once a bustling realm of vibrant cities and a panoply of roads, gardens, and bridges. It was a center of hell's bureaucracy where every edict, law, and order was dutifully copied and filed away. With each passing year, the devils would add more fortresses and archives to Maladomini to house all their records.
What's Panoply?
Panoply is like a glorious display, usually of like gardens and stuff.
Okay, I thought it was maybe like a weird offshoot board game.
No, let's play Panoply. But no matter their excellence, Baalzebul was never content with the cities he built, striving to complete a configuration of form and function worthy of his greatness. Upon completion, new cities were inevitably deemed unsuitable and either left behind as a symbol of past failure or plundered for materials in upcoming structures, quickening their degradation. As in most of his endeavors, Baalzebul was able to envision his idealized result, but unable to bring it to reality.
Okay.
The result of Baalzebul's folly is a druid's worst nightmare.
Okay. Awesome.
A defiled, suffering world robbed of nature,
Ooh.
where greenery might have forested, the land is rotting wood, dead stumps and trees burnt by slag heaps. The only persistent life being the fly swarm said to be Baalzebul's eyes and ears. Below, the blood-black sky of Maladomini is a surface spotted with deep quarries and strip mines that scar the land like gaping wounds and leak polluted gases into the air. Petitioners and lesser devils alike lack tools, but are nevertheless forced to dig deeper underground for stone and minerals to carve and cut, further contributing to the destruction. Effluvium and sludge from split canals can be seen all across the plain surface, and anything that might have been living within the polluted rivers normally dies on the banks after breathing in the toxic air.
Man, this really is. It's just like a world of rot.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the layers are kind of like that, huh?
Yeah, but it's I do find it really cool how they've managed to make most of the layers have their own flavor of like what you would call a hell, right? And this
Yeah.
is like industrial hell.
Yeah.
Like, This world has been just strip mined and the air's been polluted to the point of like it's just inhospitable to all life.
Sludge coming out. You used the word effluvium.
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
Where was I? The Baalzebul
Beelzebul, yeah.
ceaseless construction projects make Maladomini, while incredibly inhospitable, an excellent hideaway for runaways, deserters, petitioners, defeated devils, and resilient extraplanar beasts. So many cities exist, in fact, that trying to run out squatters simply forces them to pick from a wide variety of other nearby shelters.
This is like, it's a lot like, sounds like a lot like Dis, but worse.
It's like
nastier.
It's if Dis was a complete failure.
Yeah. Like if it didn't have all the structure.
Yeah, exactly. The personal residence of Baalzebul is the fortress city of Malaguard, not to be confused with the Hag Countess Malaguard, formerly ruler of Malbolge and consort of Baalzebul's former ally Moloch.
Oh my God.
Why are you naming your citadel after the wife of your friend?
That's strange.
Now-
He's like, look, I'm inside of it. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Damn it, Brian. I'm pretty sure it was an oversight. I think they had two different people writing different things.
And they had like heard somebody at the water cooler talking about that. He was like, yeah, that's a cool name. I'll use that.
Probably. I don't know. I'm sure someone in the comments could tell me why it happened.
Sure. Yeah.
Malaguard is one of the few cities that is actually inhabited, and a splendid display of the last remaining plants of the plain are tended to here. Constructed of innumerable black stone spires that extend into the sky and stretch for miles on end, Malaguard is so vast that not even its lord knows all of its millions of miles of passages and rooms.
Wow. Okay. So what does that mean? Like,
It just means it's super big.
you could just have anything
Yeah,
going on there.
Exactly.
He's like, I don't fucking know what's down there.
Yeah.
Have you seen people try to go and like walk the Capitol building in DC?
No.
Apparently, it's built like a labyrinth.
Oh, nice.
And like you can get lost down there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
reminded
that's
me
a
of-
horror movie right there, Below the Capitol.
Yeah,
Dun,
below-
dun, dun.
that's
The
how
Maze of the Misbegotten.
National Treasure ends with Nick Cage dying below the Capitol building because of its vast labyrinths.
Okay, let's move on. The towers are connected by both open and covered bridges that slant and crisscross crazily in every direction, and the dungeons are so deep that many of those who escape the clutches of their devil tormentors actually flee into them in order to escape.
That's just like what happened to Nick Cage.
Even as it was being constructed, however, Baalzebul's servants knew that while it was without a doubt his greatest city, that he would end up declaring it unsatisfactory and force them to start again, with some even sabotaging their own work to delay the inevitable. Despite its great variety and number of rooms, many of the unused areas are crammed full of garbage, carrion, and broken items by servants. Malaguard became a symbol of sloth and nihilistic ruin as it slowly crumbled and fell into the surrounding dirt, while the poorly kept roads became rivers of trash. Even the occasional repairing spree quickly ends, and every day the crushing defeatism weighs more upon the devil denizens, with even the incessant Baalzebul eventually giving up, preventing its demise.
So this is just a world with no carry-on crawler and no what is it?
OTUGs.
OTUGs.
Oh, there are OTUGs here. We're going to get to that
There
after
are?
the short rest.
Oh.
Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh yeah. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh yeah.
We've returned.
Indeed, we have.
Check us out on patreon.com/thedungeoncast, where you can get all kinds of new cool shit that's going to be going on there very soon.
Indeed, including, well, number one, all the content that we have there. We have all kinds of live plays, another podcast called The Dungeon Chats. I'm going to be doing a weekly newsletter. We're going to be holding suggestion and vote threads for a Patreon topic, a Patreon voted topic every single month. And then we have a bunch of other stuff that we're working on.
Yeah, there's still early episodes when we can get them, and then the live play stuff's going to start getting moved on to public feeds, so we'll have different live play stuff. But that's it, y'all. Get your hand on the ball, Dungeoncast style. Do it. You to be a part of those polls and stuff. You can support at any donation level, $1,
absolutely.
whatever. Like, if you want better stuff like merch and stuff, it's the higher tiers. But there's a lot of stuff there, and we would love if you came and participated. That'd be awesome.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So in the center of Malaguard is the Palace of Filth. Baalzebul's castle that was turned into a building-shaped pile of amorphous dung at the same time that Baalzebul was cursed and ordered by Asmodeus to be filled with even more filth.
More shit. Let me walk through there.
Baalzebul, while in his slug form, had to hollow the interior himself to create corridors and rooms and periodically reinforce slumping ones with the ooze from his bloated body lest they collapse upon his servants.
What? Can we end the show?
No,
Can we
I
end the
still
episode
got
now?
4 more pages.
Ah, that's so gross. He's just chomping on it.
He's
Nom 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 nom. It's disgusting. I have to do this.
It's my house.
This is my house.
Despite all this destruction and horror,
Yeah.
every edict, policy statement, scientific treatise, and other document in the Nine Hells continues to be recorded, copied, and filed away in Maladomini's archives. These storehouses are buried deep underground and have thus remained intact and functioning.
Where's Big B? We need him to sign this document. He's downstairs eating shit.
To be fair, he can't sign documents because his arms don't work.
Oh, yeah. He can do it with his mouth. His good shit-eating mouth.
I'm sure he has like an official document signer.
He just has to witness it. He has to be there for it.
he has to be there for it.
It's like, oh no, we gotta go downstairs again.
We gotta talk to him.
B, what are you doing? Oh, no. I can't hear you. Fucking gross.
I told you this was gonna be.
He gets
gross
reckoned
episode.
every day.
That's so funny. Oh my god. All right. Each document in the archives is important in its own way, and all these sites are heavily guarded by devils and traps. Even if would-be thieves could get around the defenses, they would have to figure out how to navigate the complex classification system that marks the precise location of each bit of paperwork stored within.
We need a potion of poop breathing.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, this is the clean place.
They're in the clean. Oh, okay.
It's the one
He already
place.
ate all this stuff. Nice.
Baalzebul has several rivals in the Nine Hells and enough enemies that at some point he was given the insulting corruption to his title, Lord of the Lies, although in some cases it is still used as a compliment. His notable foes are Mephistopheles and Despater, both of which are ancient archdevils whose seniority contrasts Beelzebul's quick upstart, and both scorn him as an outsider. Both were pleased to hear of his transformation into the Slug Archduke, and during his transformed period, Baalzebul drove his spy network to discover or at least plant evidence of their wrongdoing in hopes of getting them trapped in even more demeaning forms, or if lucky, completely destroyed.
Okay. How childish. Very nice.
Yeah, they all are kind of a little bit. They're all very soap opera.
Yeah.
Although he feigns subservience, Beelzebub's primary target of hatred is Asmodeus for cursing him.
I mean, they all feign subservience, right?
Yeah, they really do.
And in doing so,
I
are
think
subservient.
he does go the extra mile, though. He's like Mammon, who kind of has a similar like transformation thing going on.
Yes, they've got the same vibe. Just one is a powered up, grosser version.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Is spending time beholder carving his poop castle.
Yeah, but both of them kiss Asmodeus' ass a little extra.
Oh, you did not say that line fast enough. I was like, they both kiss? What? Why?
Swear to God. Where was I? Despite Baalzebul keeping them in his castles and having them as servants and bodyguards, he only begrudgingly allows pit fiends into Maladomini, suspecting them of being puppets or spies for Asmodeus. He's probably right. Incapable of admitting his own fault, Baalzebul places the majority of blame for his curse on Mephistopheles. The Cold Lord is the greater of his rivals, and the two could be said to be quite similar, particularly in their insatiable hunger for power and recognition. Both believe that the key to their success is to defeat the other, making them the second greatest archdevil and strong enough to potentially overthrow Asmodeus. Each spends much of their time either machinating against their archenemy or having their forces engage in skirmishes and battles in a constant stalemate, which ironically is part of the reason Asmodeus tolerates them.
All right.
Despite his curse that makes it so all who deal with him end in disaster, Baalzebul still has his allies, such as the Lord of the Fourth, Belial, who has been with him both before and after the Reckoning. Their relationship is kept private since Baalzebul was demoted, but both sides would come to the other's aid if they were in danger.
Okay.
Baalzebul has servants such as his first consort Baptis, a subservient devil that fears his wrath and normally acts only with express permission, and the second consort Lilith, a powerful patron of material plane witches, and his council that assists him in his schemes in the hopes of being returned to personal glory. There's also Neobaz, the Herald of Lies, a polite and somewhat paranoid spreader of Beelzebul's mandates, and the only one allowed to move through the Nine Hells as he wishes. His respect for others is out of fear that anyone could be an archdevil in disguise, but he enjoys and appreciates his role as he realizes association with Baalzebul grants him more power than he could ever access on his own.
I would be so frustrated to have to hear from the Herald of Lies, like some news broadcast. Like,
yeah.
I pretty much have to listen to it, and then I have to like fucking decipher it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so true. Amongst mortals, Baalzebul is second only to Asmodeus in terms of infamy, and is as popular as many evil deities. Not that his cults make worship public knowledge.
Okay.
Even after his transformation, his cult is larger than those of his peers, although most mortals are unaware of the curse that dooms those that makes deals with him. Whether as the Lord of the Flies, Lord of the Lies, or the Fallen One, he is despised as much as he is revered, luring in mortal followers as the dual patron of sly charm supported by brutal power. Oddly, being paragons of violent cunning, bugbears are his most common followers.
What the fuck?
With the heart of Beelzebub's army being a team of 16 fiendish bugbears called the Nyashk.
That's actually kind of dope.
Yeah, it's pretty out there. I was like, oh, that's strange, but okay, I'm into it.
We love poop.
Well, they don't like that part. Remember, there was a time he wasn't all about poop.
That's true. That's right. I'm just
They're
stuck
probably
on slug
upset
form.
how things have changed.
Oh man, this doesn't smell as good as it used to, huh, boys?
Beelzebul specializes in mass-scale corruption and deception, with his religious orders functioning more as conspiracies against previous establishments. His sects are often comprised of nonconformists, rebels, and other malcontents, and focus on disrupting through a combination of charismatic guile and terror campaigns involving assassination.
Okay.
He tries to instigate coups against the leaders of lawful empires in order to replace imperial dictatorships in their stead. But as a result of his subtle methods, it can take his cults generations to actually succeed. When such plots actually do come to fruition, Beelzebub's servitors normally prove more adept at subverting authorities and acting as them. Because of this, Asmodeus, who normally targets an already existing authority rather than secret societies, occasionally swaps temples with Beelzebul, with Asmodeus taking over Beelzebul's finished projects, and Baalzebul being granted access to hidden shrines of Asmodeus.
Okay.
So I think Asmodeus is like, Baalzebul, you come with a lot of baggage, but like your pros outweigh your cons. Like you're really good at this thing that I like, and like when you hit that point that you're not competent anymore, I'll just take that away from you and finish the rest.
Okay. This is a good starter.
Yeah,
then,
exactly. And then like Asmodeus will close it. Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very strange. Let me scroll down.
Because Asmo likes to chill, right?
No, Asmo never chills. He's like a workaholic. Like
so he's
just,
so busy that
always...
he needs the others to do some of the things they're doing. So,
no, I think it's just more. Well, yes, definitely, but I think it's more along the lines of like he could have whoever he wants to be the Lord of the Seventh. He tolerates Baalzebul for a number of reasons. Like number one, like he keeps Mephistopheles busy, and Mephistopheles is fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he's actually really good at this cult thing. Like he's literally better than everybody who's not named Asmodeus at the cult thing. But he's really bad at like getting the mortals to actually do what they need to do.
Oh,
so
okay.
like once he finishes, all the plotting and the overthrowing, Asmodeus is like, okay, I'll take it from here. You did a great job. Now do the next one.
Now go eat some poop.
Exactly. Since semi-regaining his old form, Baalzebul has positioned himself as a savior of failures, preying on individuals believing themselves to be in need of redemption, such as disgraced or destitute nobility. Whether due to disloyalty or incompetence, he and his agents find those that have lost important resources or honor and offer supernatural solutions to their problems. Of course, even without the curse of failure, secret clauses, fine print, and inconspicuous specifications are hidden throughout contracts made with the Lord of the Lies, all designed to ensnare the unwary and desperate.
Yeah, that all tracks.
As an Archduke of the Nine Hells, Baalzebul is at a demigod's level of power. Various spell-like abilities are at Baalzebul's command, such as the power to manipulate and create lights and flames, create powerful undead, enchant and mentally command others, turn invisible, and use various types of divination magic. His more powerful abilities let him create symbols of pain and insanity, speak unholy words, and even use the wish spell. Normally, however, Baalzebul's spells are his fallback plan, used when his other supernatural powers prove unsuccessful at dealing with his enemies. When in his slug form, Baalzebul's first tactic is to belch out a gargantuan cloud of flesh-devouring flies.
Hell yeah.
Although
Why are they in there? I'll give you one guess.
Although the flies normally disperse after being spewed, he can cause them to swarm and envelop his form if he so desires, protecting him from harm. On top of this, Baalzebul's stench is so putrid that simply trying to get anywhere close to him is sickening. Despite being more sluggish in this form, he is able to burrow underground in his adhesive slime-coated form, is adept at scaling surfaces, so he can climb the walls. He can just scoot up there.
This is so nasty.
It's so gross.
I had a thought about, like, I don't know what scenario you would get in where you needed to loot this body, but, like, a rogue, like, walking up to it, like, bleh,
Yeah. Exactly. His arms are so feeble that he normally relies on his servitors to perform tasks like turning pages, opening doors, and feeding him, but they serve a purpose in combat. Blood, muscle, and sinew quickly wither away with even the slightest touch from the Slug Archduke's atrophied limbs, although immortals like devils or demons are immune to the effect. And finally, like an actual slug, limbs and body parts removed from Baalzebul simply grow back, although his regeneration is supernaturally fast, allowing him to regrow body parts in a few minutes and reattach severed limbs.
Like Piccolo.
Like Piccolo.
Piccolo. Can you imagine him coming up to you with his slug body and like doing the fucking limp ninja arms and like hitting you with his limp arm?
It'd be horrible.
Then you just disintegrate?
That'd be the worst experience someone could have.
What are you doing?
Oh, God! Do you have any questions about
My
Baalzebul?
neck. Damn. Slug.
So I'm excited. The next Archduke that we will cover on the show is my favorite. So
And the final?
it'll be the final Archduke, but we have more fiend episodes.
Yeah, definitely, because we're gonna do demon.
It's
stuff
not all
too,
devils. We
so,
do demon
yeah.
stuff too.
Well, okay. So, can you go over maybe I missed it? What the pseudo form? So he's a slug for a long time, and then he's not.
So
what does that look like
his
again?
not slug form is picture like a muscular humanoid man with ebony skin.
Yeah.
But where his eyes are, they're like the segmented eyes of a fly.
Yeah.
That's basically all I got.
Oh, okay. So he's not like Jabba the Hutt.
No.
All right.
That's his slug
So he was
form.
Jabba the Hutt before,
Yeah.
and then because I was picturing like, okay, he's a bad centaur. He's a slug centaur or whatever.
No.
And his pseudo with a humanoid top, because I remember that part. But he's just a dude the way he used to be, but he's got bad fly eyes because he's the Lord of the Flies and the Lord of the Lies.
Yes, you got it.
It's lowercase f, capital L when you talk about him.
Sure.
Lord of the Flies.
Absolutely.
All right, I just wanted to get that clear because I wasn't having a good picture
All
of
right.
it.
Well, I guess we could get ready for a long rest.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the long rest in hell. Just kidding.
No, we finally left that place. Thank
We're
God.
out of hell. We're going to go to bed. But before we do that, we have some people to thank.
We do.
Thanks a whole lot to everybody that came in to pay. I know we've said it a few times, and we're really celebrating it. But, like,
The support was overwhelming, and like we have to say it because thank you guys so much.
yeah,
Like, thank you.
Really,
guys.
thank you guys for coming out. It means a whole lot, and it really is getting the show, like, that next step. The next step is for both of us to be full time on this and to make like the coolest stuff we can.
Yeah, and more cool stuff.
More and more cool. Do you want more cool stuff? Set me free. Help set me free at patreon.com/the Dungeoncast. We thank you guys so much. There's going to be content no matter what, but there will be a lot more if you have the ability to back us, especially at an annual rate. That's always really, really cool. Helps us plan for the future. So thank you guys so much. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
We have patrons that have come in since last time. The Video Game Devil.
Thank you, Video Game Devil.
Woo!
Woo! See, I feel like I'm saying it with more exuberance because, like, I'm less tired.
See, you've set Will free from his job jail. We got Penguins 5557.
Thank you, Penguins 5557.
Woo!
Woo!
Ladies, I gotta get away from ladies and gentlemen because it's a gendered announcement. I want to say, what's a good? You can just say like everyone, like, or just
Sure.
start the announcement.
Or you just say what you're gonna say.
Well, like I want it to be an address of the audience, but I don't want to say like "Hello, audience,
Good.
prepare yourselves for the words." I'm workshopping it.
Okay.
We've got Nick Farrell. He's back.
Thank you, Nick Farrell.
Woo, woo. Gary Dave T.
Thank you, Gary Dave T.
Oh no, it says sorry, not Gary. Gay Dave T.
Thank you, Gay Dave T.
Gay
Dave
Gay
T.
Dave T.
Gay Dave T.
And it's all
Thank you.
smushed together.
Okay.
But the G, the D, and the T are all capped.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you, Gay Dave T. We have Daniel Pauliello.
Thank you, Daniel.
They've upgraded to annual. What were we doing for annual?
I think we're just calling them annual subscriber. Oh, that too. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. Annual subscribers.
I'll just do some fucking fanfare. I can't remember. I should
I
write
think
this
that's
down.
it. I think that's it. I think you got it.
Have you seen?
I like that it's a little different every time. It's great.
Have you seen the TikTok where it's like if Voldemort was played by a trumpet?
No, I have not.
That scene where he in the end. The spoilers for Harry Potter, I guess.
In the end of what
of
everything?
Deathly Hallows, when Harry goes to face off with him in the little woods or whatever. He's like,
Yeah. So stupid. So dumb.
so good. I'll do Voldemort was a trumpet fanfare.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Zachary Harrington.
Thank you, Zachary.
Woo! Woo! Let's see here. Okay. Joel Heisler. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel. And then Joel Heisler. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel, again.
Yes, we're going to thank Joel again.
Okay.
And then Joel Heisler.
Thank you, Joel.
They went from I think the minimum to a tier and then to a higher tier.
Awesome. Thank you, Joel, so much.
Thank you, Joel. We appreciate it. I love the indecision into like the positive aspect of this. Or if it wasn't indecision, I guess just let me know because you're in Patreon now. You can send us a message if you want. It's Diggy. Ben Diggy Dignan. He went annual on us.
Thank you. Was it Ben? Was
Yeah,
it
it's
Diggy?
Diggy.
Is DM Diggy?
Yeah.
Thank you, DM Diggy. Thank you, man.
Thanks. I'm pretty sure Dig's got a podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's a Faerun podcast.
Oh, we should get him on the show.
I saw somebody talk. Yeah, I saw somebody talking about it. Like, dude, what?
Diggy, tell me about your
Why are we
podcast.
fucking plugging you? I just don't read Discord that much. Like, I do get in there. I'm just not in every channel.
Yeah.
Charisdom Bard.
Charisdom?
Charisdom.
Charisdom.
Charisdom Bard.
Charisdom Bard. Thank you.
Thank you, Charisdom Bard.
Thank you.
They've become annual. Yeah, there we go. We got it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
We really appreciate it.
All
Check
the
out your
support
bonus
means a
content.
lot.
Get on
It's
those
making
polls.
this possible.
They'll be coming soon. Will was telling me about all his sweet, cool, work from home plans.
Yeah, I'm
for
gonna be doing a weekly
engagement.
update just on what's going on, what like the actual active plans of what's going on behind the scenes here at the Dungeoncast. Updates as they go along. Probably like my thoughts of the day, just D&D related, or like a question of the day maybe I have for you guys. We're gonna have polls, so you guys are gonna be able to make suggestions for episodes, and then I will pull from that pool of suggestions, and we'll do a poll. I'll pull from the pool, and we'll do a poll.
I was gonna do what you just did. You took it from me.
And every month, patrons will have their suggestions voted on, and we will do a patron episode every single month. So 1 out of the 4 episodes a month will be patron inspired.
Yeah, last week was the Dragon Turtles episode finally aired. It took we had some unforeseen hiccups with actually implementing that.
Yeah,
like
things
how
happen.
it paired up with like an interview and like other scheduled stuff. It got weird. So sorry about that. It took a little bit for that to air. And then there was like an episode on the poll that aired before the one that got voted, and it just like that's just how it fell that time. It won't be like that in the future. We figured it out.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, if you want that stuff, plus I'm going to be releasing some of the stuff we've made for Unhallowed, which is going to be the horror dark fantasy game that's going to be exclusively on Patreon. It's going to have all the bells and whistles. It's going to be a very high production thing. I think we're going to be doing early Super Quest Omega stuff, which is the follow-up campaign.
I
to
guess we
Super
could talk
Quest
about
Saga.
that here. There's
Yeah.
just going to be a new tier on Patreon for Super Quest Omega.
Yeah.
So,
So if you're interested in getting that project early before it's completely polished, but while it's still very good, we're hoping.
we are definitely. I mean, I'm super happy.
I'm confident it's going to be very good.
I'm super happy how the writing's going.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be
I'm
fun.
really happy with our team of players.
Yeah.
So there's that. I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
And yeah, and plus all the old stuff that we've made, there's just so much content on there. So if you guys want some of all that, plus the merch, we're getting new annual merch this October.
That's right.
yeah.
We have yearly the exclusive merch we put on Patreon. It's a yearly thing, and we redo it in October, November. It's usually live by like November, December is usually by the when.
Yeah, that's the usual plan because it's for the new year.
Yeah, we come up with the concept in October and then announce it, and then we like actually implement it, and it takes some time for Patreon to like roll that out. So, but keep an eye out for that. That I think we're talking about that today, aren't we?
We are.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want some of all that, and you want to support us, that's the best way to do it. We'd appreciate it, and thank you everyone for signing up for Patreon.
Don't forget about Super Quest Saga and the Kickstarter. It's a huge deal right now with the Dungeoncast squad. There's a lot of hard work going into it. Take it from me, I'm watching the people that are on that team right now that are actively working right now are working their asses off, and we really appreciate you guys.
And and we had a great opening. We're already almost 50% funded, so if any of you guys are thinking about getting on board, like I highly encourage it, because we really want to cross that threshold and get this book out to you guys.
Custom dice and shit at the higher levels. Like if we can hit those stretch goals, you guys, that would be so fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, we got some crazy good stretch goals. If we can hit those, I cannot wait.
They sound super cool. I'm probably gonna like sub in on it so I can guarantee my physical stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got to do the same if I want to copy my own book. So
I have to feed my own. I have to feed myself from my own hands.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, go check that out. It's at drakenstar.com. The link's in the description if you're interested in that Kickstarter.
That's Draken with a K, Draken, not Dragon Star.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
And
I think we can call it a game.
Let's call it a game.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
The Dungeoncast.